Well, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, whatever your current life situation is. Hello, YouTube. This is Jeffrey Kite back again with another episode of Kite's Curiosities. I'm going to do TTM autographs today. That stands for Through the Mail Autographs, where I request the autographs of some of my favorite baseball players growing up, or people just that I happen to find interesting, had wonderful careers. And today we're going to look at these four that I got back in April and May, about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago for some of them. And these all have a common theme. They are all Atlanta Braves greats. And all of them have a wonderful, wonderful story behind them. So we're going to look at these coming out of the Pennsylvania area of Harrisburg and Philadelphia. One coming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and another one coming out of Tampa, St. Pete, where I'll be going on vacation here in a couple of hours. So maybe I'll run into this guy at the grocery store. Who knows? Let's get busy. Let's take a look at them. Number one, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've held on to it. I ain't shown y'all this since April the 8th. Is the old one. And this is from none other than Mr. Bobby Wine. He signed this 86 Topps, and he signed this Dubuque Hot Dog Stadium giveaway. This is cards they used to hand out to us as kids. Let's see, I don't know what year. It doesn't say the year on it. This is around, he was a coach, so this is around, I'd say 1990. And that's about right. That's when I first started going to games. And Dubuque, it's a hot dog company, and they would sponsor, I think, card night at the stadium. And it was usually on Friday nights or Saturday nights, and they'd give out a little pack of cards to the kids. They did that for years and years and years and years. And this is the one from probably about circa 1989, 90, somewhere around there. So let y'all know about old Bobby Wine. He's been showcased on a lot of TTM videos. He's always a good signer. A lot of you guys have gotten him back. Bobby, he was an old Phillies player. In 1963, he won the Gold Glove at shortstop for the National League for when he was with the Phillies. And in 67, he led the National League, or led all National League shortstops with fielding percentage with a .980, 980 fielding percentage. It was phenomenal at shortstop. 1970, he was the major. He set the major league record at the time. It's since been broken, but it is still the National League record of 137 double plays turned at shortstop. He was fantastic. Roy Smalley broke that. That was 137 double plays at shortstop was the major league record until Roy Smalley broke it in 1979. And then Rick Burleson broke Smalley's record in 1980. And so Bobby's about third or fourth all time in double plays turned in a season. But he's number one in the National League still. 137 double plays. Incredible. 1980, he was a bench coach for the Phillies when they won the World Series. Let's see, I've got some notes here. I can't read my notes. I don't know what all these little notes I made. But anyway, he was bench coach for the Phillies World Series championship team. And he, in 1985, he was, as you see here on this manager's card, he was the manager for the Braves. He started out as the bench coach and then eventually became the manager. In 89, he was, again, a coach on the team. 1990. In 1990, he moved away from coaching and got more into scouting. And He found a couple of good players. Let's see if you know who any of these guys are that he scouted, found, and signed. Some guy named Javi Lopez in November of 1987. In the 1988 MLB draft, Steve Avery and Mark Wohlers. 1989 Major League Baseball draft, Ryan Klesko and Pedro Bourbon, who we picked up as a free agent, I think in August of '89 that was. 1990 MLB draft with the number 1 pick, took a guy named Chipper Jones. And in December of 1990, signed a guy named Rafael Belliard as a free agent. So, if you look back on all 7 of those names that I mentioned, every single one of them was a key contributor and key player for the Braves' 1995 World Series championship team. That's right, folks. Bobby Wine doesn't get a lot of credit, but he helped build that championship team with Bobby Cox at the manager talking to his buddy. Hey, we should get this guy. Hey, what do you think about this guy? Hey, what do you think about this pickup? A lot of credit for that 1995 World Series championship team should go to this man right here, Mr. Bobby Wine. So thank you, Mr. Wine, for signing those 2 cards, and thank you for having the foresight to sign those 7 guys. Just tremendous, tremendous team. All right, moving on to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this was another TTM favorite, Mr. Gene Garber. He signed this 87 Fleers record setters, 87 Donruss, and this beautiful, what is this, 78? Yep. 78 tops. So we're going to put that Philly card right there. Give a little shout out to the hot corner. He likes old Gene Garber. But we're going to feature him in his Braves uniform. Sorry, Mike. My channel, my rules. But anyway, Gene Garber, like I say, he's been featured on here many times. 19-year Major League Baseball career, 96 wins, 218 saves, 931 games pitched. In fact, he became the 4th player in Major League Baseball history to pitch 930 games. So that's a little bit of history there. Not many guys had pitched that many games up to the point he had retired. Of course, Hoyt Wilhelm was the all-time record holder. He was the first one, I think, to go over 1,000. Anyway, wonderful career. He did. I'll go ahead and put the Phillies up since I'm talking about the Phillies here. In 1975, 76, 77, the Phillies won 3 consecutive National League East Division championships. And Gene was a huge part of that. 76, he went 9-3 with a 2.82 ERA and 11 saves. And in 77 for the Phillies, he went 8-6 with a 2.35 ERA and 19 saves. So, I mean, he could get you out of some jams and win some very, very critical games. Moving on to his Braves career, he was a big part of that Atlanta Braves 1982 National League West Division Championship team. Had 30 saves that year, and I believe that's his career high. Had a 2.34 ERA, and he turned 5 double plays as a pitcher that year and led all National League pitchers in that category. So pretty impressive here for Mr. Gene Garber. A little bit of history, some obscure facts and obscure moments. But hey, like I've always said, if you lead the league in anything, that's something to be proud of. So thank you so much, Mr. Gene Garber. All right, Mike. I got to cover up that Phillies card. Ugh. Now, Gene looks much better. All right, going on to Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think I got 2 from this guy here. Let's see. Yep, I got 2. From none other than all-star catcher, Mr. Greg Olsen. He signed this 93? Yep, 93 tops. And look at that. That's gorgeous right there. That's a 91 leaf. 92 leaf, excuse me. 92 leaf. Even the back looks awesome. Check the back of this card out. Like breaking for second base, man. Got the holding his batting gloves in his hand there. Looks like. So he's just taking off. Speedster. Mr. Greg Olsen. Greg, he was one of my favorite Braves, boy. He just gritty, determined, willing to do anything to help you win a ball game. And let me tell you about old Greg. Had a nice little 5-year career in the major leagues. Hit .242, 20 homers, 131 RBIs, but in a very impressive 9.92 fielding percentage. .992 fielding percentage as a catcher. I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that. 1990, he made the All-Star team when he hit .262 with 7 homers and 36 RBIs. But his big moment in the sun came in the National League Championship Series. He had the game-winning RBI double off of Doug Drabeck in Game 6 that propelled us to a 1-0 win. Ron Gant was on second base. Greg Olsen was up at the plate. And Greg, boy, he just drilled that game-winning RBI double. Or no, Ron might have been on first base. I can't remember. But anyway, he drilled that game-winning RBI double for Doug Drabeck. Won Game 6, 1-0. We were down 3-2. That was a critical win. We had to win that game to stay in that series. And old Greg delivered there. In Game 3, he hit a 2-run home run in that game. That was a big blow to the team in that. But I'll always remember him in Game 6. Critical moment. Needed a big play. Greg delivered. In the World Series in 1991, he had 6 hits, 2 doubles, 3 runs scored. Had a great series, came up a little short. And in 1992, he missed the NLCS and the World Series because he had a broken leg in a collision at the plate. I forgot who ran into him, but broke his leg and ended his season. And then he went on to play for the Braves one more year in 1993. And again, Mike at the hot corner, his Phillies, took us down in that series. So, but at any rate, love to have this guy. Always a great signer. Thank you again so much, Mr. Greg Olsen. Last one. Coming out of Tampa, St. Pete. I got this back when? April 22nd. So it's been about 2 months. So very happy to get this guy back. And it is none other than Mr. Jim Clancy. He signed this 83 tops. Signed this 78 tops. He's with the Blue Jays. I'll show you that one. Signed this 83 tops. He's with the Blue Jays, but the coup de grace, y'all have already seen it. Beautiful 1992 Donruss. Jim Clancy when he was with my Atlanta Braves. Jim Clancy, wonderful, wonderful player. Came over to the Braves from the Astros in 1991. All told, he played 15 years, had 140 wins, 10 saves, struck out 1,400 batters, had an ERA, a respectable ERA of 4.23. He was American League All-Star in 82 when he went 16-14, 139 strikeouts, and 3.71 ERA in 40 starts. He is one of the last few guys to ever start 40 games in a season. Let's see if I can find it. Right there, 82. Yep, see that right there, 40. Those 40 games right there were all starts. Incredible. How many innings did he throw that year? Does it list innings? Yep. What did I say? 266. They were workhorses back in the day. And old Jim Clancy, he was good, man. 85, he helped the Blue Jays to the AL East Division Championship, going 9-6 that year. And let's see, who did they fall to in 85? That was the Royals, I believe. Yep, Royals beat them to go to the World Series. But like I said, he eventually found his way on to the Astros, and from the Astros went to the Braves in 1991. Huge performer down the stretch for us. Great, great pitching. And in Game 3 of the 1991 World Series, he helped us beat the Minnesota Twins 3-2. He was the winning pitcher in Game 3, the 91 World Series. We needed him to hold those Twins, and hold he did, and helped guide us to victory that night. So I'll always remember him for that. So thank you again, Mr. Jim Clancy. Maybe I'll run into you at the park, on the beach, down at the grocery store, something. And this weekend, and I could tell you that I admire your career and appreciate you so very much. Well, there you have it, folks. 4 all-time great Atlanta Braves legends. As always, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Till next time, y'all take care. Now, have a good one. Bye.